2 years ago, man, I had a dream to get famous one day, but didn't have the means. When I was about to give up, God intervened, got my name out there, and now your boy's on the scene.
Voices in my head know me, call me. I will be restless. Somehow they chose me. This is my nightlife. Wanna be high life. I feel so reckless, calling them all night. I shouldn't have, with the people I shouldn't know. I might as well and still I'm that. It's the only thing that I fucking do.
Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. Today is going to be my 1.8 classified 6-piece Predators Mark build. I'm going to be showing you how I run it. As you can see, I am running the cleaners gear, not gear set, like clothing set, because this build cleans up the DZ, you know what I mean? It absolutely just mounts people and just cleans the DZ out, and you know, it looks pretty cool. I wore this mask just because it looks like scary with a cleaner set, I guess, to other people. There's no other good mask that really goes with this and works with this. So let's get into the build. Let's get into the abilities. First of all, it's Pred build and it's critical hit chance and damage. So I'm running a pulse, 9.20 chance, 9.60 damage. Cooldown is 56 seconds, which is very long, but why does it matter? Every minute, you know, I get a bit more crit chance, and you can get that lower and lower. And then immunizer, obviously, to get bleed off of me. Talents, this is the best setup I can think of for using Preds. So critical save, sharpnel, because, you know, using a med kit during low health to increase damage resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. Applying bleed to any target triggers a 30% chance per each target in the 10 meter radius. So like, it can jump, my bleed proc has a 30% chance to jump to someone that is near the bleed. Also, this is a talent that is not used, tech support. Killing a hostile while any skill is deployed to extend the activity skill duration by 10%. So I have a pulse. Now this is why I'm using this. My pulse takes 60 seconds to come back. I mount people with predators because of the bleed. If I can pop my pulse, I can have that for, you know, a good 30 seconds of a pulse, 15 to 30 seconds of a pulse. So every time I get a kill, it gives me 10% more, 10% more. So it's like having an unlimited pulse as long as there's players in front of me. And that way I can keep my crit chance and my crit damage to a maximum, and then obviously kill a hostile while moving to reduce incoming damage by 15% for 10 seconds. So let's get into the build. Primary firepower is 430,000. Toughness is 586k. Nearly 600,000, you know, it's close to that. And then 88k skill power. Let me just save this build. A different way around. So as you can see, we're using urban MDR, house, and sawn-off shotgun. Let's get into the weapons first of all. So first of all, we have the urban MDR of a DMG of 43.3. We're running vicious, deadly, and it's urban MDR talent. So let's go through these. Vicious, your critical hit chance is increased by 10% while having more than 2 segments of health, so 2 or more segments of health, and you will get a 10% increase in your thing. And that's all you need. You know, you're on full health most of the time with this build because you're constantly popping heals and stuff like that, and that when you're on full health you want to be, you know, popping off shots with the urban MDR. Obviously we have deadly as well. Critical hit damage is increased by 15%, and then your damage is increased by 18% against targets with status effect. And this build is a status effect. As soon as we put someone on bleed with the urban MDR, it's going to do 18% more damage when they're on bleed. And then we have the house, a DMG of 19.5 with deadly. Critical hit damage is increased by 15%. Unforgiven, missing health segments increases your damage. 1 missing segment plus 10%, 2 missing segments plus 25%. Lower health you get, more DPS you get. With this build, you're gonna, you know, try and keep yourself at full health, but if you get low, you swap over to this. So you start with urban MDR, and then you go over to the houses, you get lower. And then obviously card counter. 1/2 of the magazine does 20% increased damage. The half which deals increased damage flips after 15 seconds or when the magazine is empty. And let's just look at the mods we have. We have a suppressor on this one, small grip, extended magazine, and pro red dot sight. Over here we have loud vent brake, small grip red, extended magazine, and pro red dot with the same camo. Let's get into the double barreled sawn off DMG 118k with vicious. Critical hit chance increased by 10% while having more than 2 segments of health. Sustained, killing the target increases your health by 6%. Determined, killing the target reduces all cooldown, skill cooldowns by 7.50%. So this is just for finishing people off when they're on the ground, and that gives us health and skill cooldown, and you know, it's got vicious so it can actually hit hard if it needs to. So yes, let's get into the critical hit damage and chance in this urban MDR and the other guns. So as you can see, actually before we do that, we have 4,000 firearms nearly, 9,000 stamina, and nearly 3,000 electronics, which is, you know, how you want to have this build. Getting into the urban MDR critical hit chance and damage. On the critical hit chance we have 36%, and critical hit damage we have 112. Headshot damage we also have 113. I just like my headshot damage with this, so my critical hits, it doesn't hit as much critical hit damage, but if you get a, you know, a bleed and you've done it to the head, so you get that last bullet on the head, this build will literally do like 300 to 400k critical hit damage, and it will completely melt the person, which I will be proving and showing you in a minute. Onto the house, we have 380k DPS. Our critical hit chance is 40.50%, and our critical hit damage is 130 with 62 headshot damage. Yet again, it's a little bit into headshot damage just so I can get those crits on my headshots. I'm pretty accurate. Into the double barreled sawn off as our sidearm. It has 27.50 critical hit chance. Critical hit damage is 58%, and headshot damage is 60. Yet again, a little bit into headshot damage. Now, let's get into the gear. On the chest piece, we have exotic damage resilience by 11% and plus 16,000 health. This is how you want to run this, because you want a little bit of resistance from bleed yourself, and you want some nice health to keep you at nearly 600k toughness, and ammo capacity there is a god roll chest piece. Onto the mask, we have 4% crit chance and 15% blind death resistance. Now, I don't know about you guys, but on PS4 I've seen an uprise of people just spamming flashbangs to make people like kind of like, you know, jolt all over the place, and it kind of stops Striker from getting its stacks, and Predator, you know, you just can't see where you're shooting and can't get your hits. So I do not like getting blind or deaf, so I took both of these status effects and tried to minimize them as much as I can through this build. But yeah, 4% critical hit chance is a must. Oh, by the way, that's into stamina, and so is this. On the knee pads, it's into stamina with critical hit damage, which is a must. Bleed resistance, I like to run bleed resistance because, believe it or not, it does a little bit. Basically, it'll take the ticks of Predator down. Say if it's normally 5 ticks, if you get hit by Predator and it's 5 ticks with like 40% bleed resistance, it will go down like a tick. So the more bleed resistance, it takes the ticks down just a little bit, so it won't do as much damage, but it will still do as much damage, just for a shorter period of time. And as you can see, blind death resistance by 30%, and then damage to elites. God knows why I have damage to elites, but you know, we might as well just do more damage to NPCs around us if we need to. Onto the backpack, we have it into stamina. Critical hit damage is a must yet again, and burn resistance. I don't know why we have burn resistance here. It's kind of, you know, a little bit random, but it is what it is. Onto the gloves, it's rolled into stamina, critical hit damage, critical hit chance, and SMG damage. Now you can go marksman rifle damage if you want it for the urban MDR to do more crits, but I'd rather do more crits with the house, and that is god roll. Onto the holster, we have it rolled into stamina with 3.50 critical hit chance, and that is how you want to roll that also. So what is Predator doing? Predator is giving us a 10% reload speed for the 2 bonus. For the 3 set bonus, it's given us assault rifle damage, which the urban MDR is an assault rifle, not a marksman rifle. So what I just said about the marksman rifle damage should be assault rifle damage, sorry. Or SMG and SMG damage. And then obviously the bleed 4 set bonus with Predator, you know, hitting people, do 50% bleed damage already done, you know how it is. The 5 set bonus, sorry, another 10% reload speed, so that's now 20%, another 8% assault rifle and SMG damage, just like the 3rd set bonus, so that's even more now. And then the 6 piece, when your stamina is at 9k, it increases the damage up to 120% more bleed damage, which is why this build absolutely melts people. So that is pretty much it for the build. Let's just check out our resistance. So 11 exotic damage resilience, 30 bleed resistance, here 45 blind death resistance, burn resistance by 14, and I think that is it. Anyway, let's get into showing you what kind of damage we can do here. So with the urban MDR, without a pulse to the body, we are doing, see, wait for a crit, 300k that was right there, because that's 6 numbers, which is 300k. If we pop, no, we'll do head first. So if we get it on the head, we are going to be doing nearly 700,000, as you can see. Now we're going to do pulse to the body with urban MDR, and that's doing, let's wait for a crit. Is it going to give us a crit? It's not. Let's do it again. Wait for a crit. 400, nearly 400,000. Alright, let's do it to the head now and see if we can get 800k. There you go, 700, nearly 800k crit to the head with a pulse. As you can see, that is going to one-tap people, no doubt. Let's get into the house without a pulse on the body. We are doing 50k crits. Oh, that was 160k. So we just did 160k. Let's show you that one again. 190k, nearly 200k crits, dude, without a pulse with the house. That is insane. On the head without a pulse, we are doing, see if we get any crits here, 225,000 crits with a house to the head. To the body with the house with a pulse, we're doing 250k crits. With a house to the head with a pulse, we are doing 310,000 crit damage to the head, like that, with headshot damage, obviously. But yeah, as you can see, guys, 300k crits right there to the head. You know, we don't look too bad either. Our dress code is pretty decent. I don't know about the mask yet. I've only just put it on because we are cleaning up the DZ. If you guys enjoyed this build, make sure to smash a like button. This is my new favorite build in a team at the minute. It absolutely mounts people, as you've seen from my gameplay yesterday. If you haven't watched that video, because no one has yet, we've only got like 3 views on that shit, please go and watch that build. You know, that build gameplay video. It absolutely mounts. Like, you can see that my Predator just mounts. Me and Dark were using Preds, as Gershan uses Nomad. I like to have a Nomad in a team-based play, because they can stand at the front, tank people while the Predators get their shots off. And you know, yesterday running with 2 Predators builds was like so mad. It was unlimited bleed on people. So thank you to Dark and Gershan for doing that with me yesterday. Had a lot of fun. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Like I said, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new around here, and can't wait for Division 2. I'm going to be the first person in the world, maybe not, but yeah, I'm going to be, you know, one of the first people in the world to start playing that game, Division 2, man. I can't wait for it. I just want to see what it's going to be like. Anyway, if you enjoyed, do all those steps. Subscribe, like, have a good day, morning and night. Peace out.
Yeah, he's so negative. I don't know why did I say I couldn't find.
At least I don't squeak like a dog's fucking toy.
That was pretty funny.
Thank you.
Thank
He
you.
said, at least I don't squeak like a dog toy.
Did you do too? So shut up. I gotta act like I have a deeper voice.
Yo, bro, how's it going?
2 years ago, man, I had a dream to get famous one day, but didn't have the means. When I was about to give up, God intervened, got my name out there, and now your boy's on the scene.